All right. So I'm welcoming you officially to my new series. Both of you have been on the original podcast, my view and my show and your view. So this is a series. It's like a virtual series, and I target my friends and I. We just talk about trending news and hot topics, things that happens globally. And what I want us to talk about today is a very serious matter, but let's demystify it in such a way that it will be very simple because it's something that everybody is feeling. Global economy, insecurity, but we'll be putting emphasis on Africa and Nigeria as a case study. So everything is very expensive in Nigeria now. Even though I'm in diaspora, Mr. Shola is in diaspora. I'm sure Mr. Muizz will agree that we are also feeling the heat of things that are expensive because we have our own quota that we remit to Nigeria weekly, daily, and monthly basis to our people in Nigeria. So things are very expensive. So is it global economy or is it a Nigeria problem? Mr. Muiz, what do you think?
Again, I am not an expert in the global economy, so I have limited view around. So of course, maybe somehow we can say it's 20% global and 80% man-made, like local 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 stuff that we have there. These are these policy the government in and everything. So for me, I would say it's more of 80-20. 20, I would say global, and then 80% it's it's local. It's Nigerian made. If I would want to use that
Okay.
that word. So maybe for perspective, we remember when I say policy wise now, we remember when this incumbent government came into came into power, they had decided that they will not float the naira. So that is not a global issue; it's a local issue. They have said they will not float the naira. They have also decided that they will remove subsidy from from our PMS. So again, both stuff had a multiplying effect on what we are currently facing in in the country. That being said, and that being said, previous candidates too in the last election have also said they were going to remove remove subsidy and stuff like that. Of course, they will say maybe they have a different way to manage subsidy removal. But then, like I used to tell people personally, as much as maybe I am on policy, I don't want the subsidy to be removed. Even before the election, I always tell people that personally, I believe that subsidy is the only thing that myself that I am benefiting from the government. Personally, uh, I make my own water myself. I have a bowl in my house. I from time to time I do palliatives on the road that I use that leads to my house. I currently there's no light. I use solar, so I provide my own
Electricity.
electricity. And then maybe because I am in the formal sector, so it's very easy for the government to deduce my own tax. I pay a whole lot of tax here,
Hmm.
and to a reasonable extent, there's nothing to show for it. That's why I say even the subsidy, it's what that is impacting me directly. So I am, of course, when you speak with economists and people who are much conversant with government workings and how policy works, they tell you it is the best thing to have done. Of course, that's not maybe I am part of the minority that no wants to agree with subsidy. But then, like I mentioned in that, for me, it's 80, in summary, it's 80, our program is 80 locally made, and of course, maybe uh, 20% from the
Global.
global economy.
All right. Thank you. So, Mr. Sola, we all agree that economy is slowing down globally. Trade is dropping. Countries are struggling, not only Nigeria. We just come back from market now, and I was telling my wife that it's not only Nigeria that things are expensive. I can't imagine if I tell you how much we spent on foodstuff alone in pants. If we convert it to naira, is a big money. So, but somehow it feels like Nigerians are suffering more. Why? Is it? Do you think it's global also, or is just Nigerians? Is local?
All right. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm really happy to be here. So I'm seeing my good friend, Muizz. All right. Okay. So straight to the point. Actually, it's as Muizz has said, it's both way. To be candid, this because we cannot insulate ourselves from the whole global issue. However, a good government will have a shock absorber for all these kind of things. Let me give an example. I stay in Ireland. You know, Ireland is not an oil producing country.
Mhm.
Yeah. So they import uh, their PMS like any other person. You understand? They import their diesel and every other stuff, all the petroleum products. But you know what they did this time around? I think they are paying like 60 something cents presently. So that I mean, average person on the road will not feel the impact. You
Yeah.
understand? I remember when I first came in to they gave subsidy on electricity because it was winter. You understand? So we hit home more and all that. So they gave subsidy. So as Muiz has said, removing subsidy outrightly, I mean the only way that Nigeria is giving subsidy is is that PMS that affects everybody. Actually, I was of the opinion they should remove it, but I think I was wrong,
Hmm.
very wrong, because I thought that I was looking at it from the perspective of the corruption in it. You understand? Because the corruption and don't blame me too much. After I left PNG, I delved into oil and gas a bit. So one way or the other, I see the evil happening. I hear rumors. I see the evil happening. So I was of the opinion, remove this thing so that everybody only can.
Mhm.
So, but now I realize that sometimes because of headache, we don't cut off the head. You understand? So we look for, but in my belief, I believe that to be candid, that's why I didn't like Tinubu. I believe that it will be wiser enough to use that subsidy money for other things. You understand? But at the end of the day, here we are. You understand? So here we are. So but that being said, Nigeria is not the only one. As you have rightly said, grossly has increased. Grossly has increased.
Mhm.
But here, for instance, I don't know of you, but here I believe that I just told you I just came from Germany too. You understand? I just came from Germany on Wednesday. So what I saw is that every country has a way of cushioning those effects.
Mhm.
Understand? Maybe some are now using more of electric buses, electric cars, electric tram. You understand? To cushion those effects. Some are giving subsidy on food and every other stuff to cushion those effects. So, but it is sad that in Nigeria, it is everybody to himself. Everybody to himself. As Wiz has rightly said, bro, when at least all of us, we have people in Nigeria, we have families in Nigeria. You know,
Mm-hmm.
this issue of black tax. Black tax is very real in the sense that, bro, every wrong decision of the government, every wrong whatsoever is happening in the whole world, indirectly, I mean, directly it affects you, not even indirectly, because the people you are giving 20,000 to before,
Yeah.
you now look at the worth of that 20,000. That is it not embarrassing to give 20,000? You understand? Because maybe you yourself, maybe you go to. Sorry, I'll be switching from Yoruba. That's how I speak.
It's okay.
So I'll be switching. So maybe you go home and you now realize that, oh, okay, these people, when you now see the cost of things, everything around them, nobody will tell you to at least change that 20,000 to 30,000.
Mm-hmm.
Because the truth is that you are not earning more wherever you are. Thank God, you know how the things roll.
Mm-hmm.
When you are in P&G, you may get like a 15% increment. In Europe, you get like 4% or 3%.
I got
As
to.
high
I got
performer,
to. I got to
you get
last year.
5%. As high performer, you get 5%. That's the truth. You understand? People, but the truth is that the person you are sending money to, you can't add 5%.
Mm-hmm.
At least you had, let's say, 50%. At least so that because of what is going on in the country. So it is both way, as Muiz has said, but countries have ways and means of cushioning that effect more. You understand? But sadly, in Nigeria, I'm sorry to say, we don't have a government.
Mm.
And that's the reality.
That's a big one.
That's the reality. All right.
Ogasala,
That's a
can I
big one.
can I
All
Oh.
right.
can I speak
Ogasala.
to can I
All
can
right.
I speak can I Ogasala, can I speak to
Just speak in 1 minute.
maybe
Okay.
this palliative? I think I was having this discussion with my wife yesterday around subsidy or palliative of how to cushion this whole stuff. And lo and behold, what I told her was that even when the government meant well, okay, I have 200 million, 200 million that I am going to use for subsidy or for palliative. You will get to know that around 160 million of that 200 million would be embezzled.
And now,
That's
Yeah.
that's
standard.
that's the situation. That's the
Yeah.
situation we found. I think we've not been able to come with a good database that is going to be maybe suitable for us to make sure that the intended people of a particular position are actually reached. So I was referencing this COVID palliative that was done during Buhari era. That the people in charge knew that this money was not free.
Mm-hmm.
But then, for you to access, say, 300,000 or 500,000 of that thing, they are telling you share the money 50-50. You share the money 50-50. They get 250, you get 250. Thinking the money was free from you. Now, the government has your BVN now, and they are now trying to what? Deduct the money. This time around, they are deducting
And you will,
the
and you
whole
will pay the 500.
500, 500,000. That's 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 the level of corruption we have at every level of governments in Nigeria. That's why I said even few occasions when the government has good intentions, the management around this,
Huh?
another
It's very you know.
thing is this nicer loan that was disbursed
That network.
during Buhari era. Okay,
Yeah.
we are going to give you loans so that you can
It's clear
I,
now.
I was making another reference about this nicer loan that was given during Buhari era, agri loan that was given to people. People were collecting loan and they were using the is it cannot hear?
We are hearing you.
Okay. I was
Yeah,
making
we're hearing
reference
now.
to nicer loan, the agri loan that was given during Buhari era. As noble as good as that intention was, people were collecting the loan and they are marrying second wife. They are marrying second wife with a loan. They are marrying second wife with a loan, using the money to go to activate animal
Nigeria. Is it possible you change your position? Maybe the
because
network will be
government
clearer.
at the end of the day, people were
Change your position. That network is not, yeah. We're enjoying it, but it's
Where you
breaking.
seated before, it was very okay. You can stay in the sun, don't worry.
Yeah.
no. My where I was
We
sitting, my daughter was
understand.
going to have a lesson there.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay,
It's
so
okay.
So that's why I left.
you will still have time to talk because I want us to work within the time. So, Mr. Sola, I will come back to so. I want us to talk real life.
Okay.
Food, transport,
Okay.
rent, everything has gone up. Everything has gone
Yeah.
up. So the big question I want us to talk about, maybe in two minutes, is are Nigerians poor or the government is just failing them? Maybe they are poor. Maybe that's why they are complaining that food is expensive, this is expensive. Or is it just the system that is failing them? Let me start with you, Mr. Shola.
All right. To be candid, is the government. Let me say this. Understand? Government policies determines what gets into our pockets. That's the truth. That's why when I hear people saying, "I don't have interest in politics," either you like it or not, politics will have interest in you.
And I just joined
You understand?
AAC. I just joined AAC 2 days ago.
Policies will have interest in you. You like it or not, because all the policies they're making will directly impact you. Understand? Bro, I used to tell people that everybody earning, let's say, if you are earning 100,000 3 years ago, and now you are earning 300,000, you are poorer.
Yes, yes.
I said it. If you are living in Nigeria, if you are earning 100,000 3 years ago, and now you are earning 300,000, you are poorer. Because comparatively, starting from PMS to cement to groceries to the food you are buying, bro, they are multiplied in at least 4 or 5 times. So I used to say that when government makes policy, they look at the impact. That this is what happens maybe in this kind of environment we are in. When they roll out a policy, they get feedback. And that feedback is the impulse on the streets. The moment they realize that this thing is not working, they will find a way. They may not change that policy, but they will find a way to cushion the effects.
Mhm.
But in Nigeria, they roll out a policy, good or bad, they will not back out. Good or bad, there won't be any other provision. You understand? As good as Muizz has said it, that people, bro, leadership is an influence. If your son knows that if he didn't go to school, you will not scold him.
Mhm.
If he tests you once with it and you didn't at least question him, he will do worse tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the same thing is happening here. You understand? In the sense that you roll out, let's say, somebody, oh, okay, for instance, the student loan. Guys, okay, this is your student loan. You roll out because of it. The school that was paying like 200,000 naira before, hike their, they just increase their school fees,
mm,
just crazily maybe to like 750, in order to steal more through that. And when they are getting that money, they find a way. When ICPC rule out how much that were embezzled through that student loan, I shudder in the sense that and it all boils down to the fact that if a VC does that to Jello
mm.
and no ICPC is on his ass, sorry for my language, no EFCC that is trailing him, I tell you, the other VC, maybe Nibo Landoro, I mean, higher institution, will do his own because that one has has gone away with it. You understand? But if leadership is mounting prayer, is putting high, and they know that the moment you do that, you are gone. All what you have been working for, maybe like 30 years before you become a VC, is gone because you just stole a 10 million. Everybody will say tight.
Mhm.
But in a situation that even before that time, I had somebody in the inner, somebody that was closer to them. I was asking about this because I wanted some for my people in Ekiti. So I was trying to see how to speak with a guy that was close to. They now told me, I won't mention it, that slot for a so person.
So it's a slot. It's per slot.
Yes, that's yes, that slot for a so person is huge. Oh. So it's only little they
Ah,
roll out to this side.
I thought they
No, that
said
was
it's
what I
for
heard.
poor people, that poor people can have access to it.
That's for the camera, bro. So when I heard that, I now knew that there is a problem in this country. And already when the one in the inner cabinet is already having a huge chunk of the slot, he won't be able to question a VC that just told maybe he just added 100,000 on each student because he knows that he is a bigger thief. So why will a bigger thief now be accusing a smaller thief? So that is where the problem is. The problem is that everything ti ọni amúkùn ọrọ ẹ wọ
Òkèlè ń wò bẹ́ẹ̀
olókèlè wọ
nísàlẹ̀.
ẹ. You understand? So everything is messed up. So I just pray that people understand leadership that it has a way of trickling down even to the least.
Hmm.
And that's my own submission.
Mr. Muizz, just as short as you can. So, is it Nigerian
So,
being poor or is it the system?
so first thing, to a reasonable extent, Nigeria is not poor. And then, just like Ogashola said, I would say for where we are now, I will attribute most of it to the government. Right. But first, I would like us to look at it is uh, at the end of the day, it is people that form the government. It
Yeah.
is people that that form the government. And we've seen in the past people from the diaspora. They have been this, they have been that, they've done very well and they saw but immediately they step
They step into the
into the
system.
government of this country. You you see a change. I will give you an example. The current minister of health is widely acclaimed to be a specialist in I'm talking of Ali Party now. But they had to endorse him from this Bill Gates non
Minister of Health, right?
NGO. The guy is telling us Minister of Health. The guy is earning as much as say maybe I think half a billion got it gross salary where he's currently working and then he comes home and then you expect wonders, you expect this, but at the end of the day,
Same.
what we have been seeing is more of policy document. I want to, so of course it's always good to have a policy document. I want to do this and that. How is that trickling down to the least of the masses? And that's what I've said. We've also seen people from multinationals in Nigeria, people who know how standard works, people who know
Yeah.
how system works. But then when they get to government, they flop. It's either a case of if you can't beat them, join them.
Join them.
So of course, another thing is most of these people, even sometimes when they have this they want to put in place. Also remember that we have people in the civil service who thrive who thrive in in corruption. Another thing Ogasha mentioned talks about this student loan. I have been involved in policies. I mean, I started going to ward meetings when I was age 15. My uncle, the ward meetings. I know how this stuff works. And I'm talking about 1999, 2000. That process has still not changed, irrespective of the person in government. When they say they are going to give people 100 slots for these things, most times, and I think it's about the selfish interest of politicians. They are students. They want people who will work for them. They will always divide these slots. People will, even when they don't want to work, hijack.
Mm.
People will always hijack. I was telling my wife yesterday about a friend who got a job without knowing someone in a parastatal. The guy has been working in that parastatal since 2015, but till today, his colleagues are still always telling him, you need to tell us the person who gave you this notes to join
You
to
can
join
imagine.
this organization because all of them that works in that parastatal,
They are
they
recommended.
actually receive.
They are referred.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he was telling me that like when he entered, about 15 of them, he said five of them were from Saraki. That it was during Buhari era. Five of them were from Saraki, five from the Gwera.
Ah,
I said he didn't stop. He said it was his brother who was in Abuja that went to help him submit his application. That he didn't know anybody, but even himself, he's saying Abi, the person who he met on that day when he went to fill the final application was actually from Ogun State. Maybe that was what he told me. Maybe that was how he got even got the job. So the decay has been around the government. I said at the end of the people was from the government. We've seen good people that will always use activism to gain our hearts. That they are this, they are that, they are this, they are hey, this is our leader, this is our leader, this is our leader. But then they get to government and they become another thing. I'll give you an example. It's an Adam Oshiomhole. I think up to date, he has been maybe while growing up, is the like upright labor leader I knew.
mm.
Hey, he's fighting our cause, he's doing this, he's doing this, he's doing this. But I think that's not the template. Use activism or philanthropism to gain people trust to governments. And then you get into government and it's the other way around. As I have a relative who's also in government now. So we used to sit together. Hey, I look like this. As far as we are, I never knew that he has another intention. He was just using the activism and everything and everything and everything and everything. And then this guy got to government.
And that's it.
Ah, and that thing is, he started seeing Nago Wasi. Very funny. From there, collecting, collecting, collecting one chieftaincy title from one year to that
That's
money.
it. That's the trend.
That was made a local government chairman. So it is the government,
Mm.
but
Okay.
then it is the people
That make
that
the
made the
government.
government. And then we started this political, like we are in the political season now. People want to take power, people want to retain power at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, just look around. It is still these same old people
Yes.
that have been around the corridors of, of power. Just like same old people in APC came to them that they are reformed, PDP is doing this, PDP is doing that, they want to work for Nigeria. They use that now. Hey, this, but it was still the same people that have been in government now. They use that for PDP from power. This, that. Now, interest again. Yeah, ADC, PDP people. It is still this same old people. That
Yes.
is so. Friend, I was talking to a friend. Me personally, I've given up on governance. Personally, of course,
That's
I
nice.
might talk about it, but I am not
I've
sure
given
there's
up.
anyone that can fix this country. I am
Mm.
not sure
Yeah.
there's anyone that can fix this
Yes. Yes.
country. Times now, you see people, yeah, okay, he's a new person, he's going to be a new, fresh of air. He's going to be, we've seen people like that from state level, from local government level, is fresh, and then get to power. And before you know it, they are they become worse
Hmm.
than the people
Okay.
they've been criticizing. So
Okay.
so
Yeah.
personally, in summary, it's the government, but at the end of the day, it's the people that made up the
That made
government.
the government. Okay. So I want us to shift our focus to another thing. I want us to talk about something that most people in Nigeria are thinking about now. It is a common trend that we've been thinking about for some time. I left Nigeria in 2022. I don't know when Mr. Shola left Nigeria, but I left in 2022. So I want us to talk about leaving Nigeria. Is Japa the only solution in Nigeria now? So for Mr. Shola that is not in Nigeria, if you have, I know you have people relatives in the Ekiti State in Nigeria. If any of them call you today that they God bless them or they have $50,000. I converted it with Toshin yesterday and it was around 70 million plus. So if your younger brother call you today that ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹnìkan ti ṣe o bóyá mo jẹ grant kan ni àbí mo ṣe nǹkan kan bí mo ṣáà ṣe wà yìí I have 50,000 US dollar in my account. Will you advise that person to stay in Nigeria or you will tell the person immediately go to Ikeja and start processing your how you will leave Nigeria? That goes to you, Mr. Muizz, as well. So let me start from Muizz, then Mr. Shola. If you, I don't know if Muizz have plan, but if you have $50,000 today, 70 million naira, are you staying or you are leaving Nigeria? If you are not, if you have anybody around you that have that kind of amount, what would be your advice to the person? The current Nigeria.
So again, it's different strokes for different strokes for different about him
Folks. For different folks.
different for different strokes. So for me, for me, it's we have Ujapa. That is me personally. However, is that okay? We should talk about Ujapa. You have finally landed in America, or you have been seen with and you're telling me that it's not Ujapa. For me, maybe because naturally I am not an optimist. I am more of a pessimist. I think from for I think about the worst, and I don't like uncertainty. I think that's why I'm not a Jack person. So as I am today, I'm sitting here and someone approached me. I have an offer for you in the UK. I have an offer for you in Cameroon. This so. Are you willing to move? Fine. In
Yes.
that context,
Mm-hmm.
I can move, and I always advise people to move. And then our risk level are different. I have a very low risk appetite personally. Uh, like I always tell people, I don't even venture into business because I'll tell you, I know I'll rather eat my money because people around them have done business. They say their success rate. If 20 people around them have ventured into business, maybe it's only two or three of them that have made big. So because of that, I don't want to go
Our network again.
like that. I'll rather be
The network is
conservative,
somehow.
spending my money small, and then so I think I won't want to venture into uncertainty. So say, okay,
So
I
you
will
are
just be a
staying
person of
in Nigeria with 70 million. With 70
yes,
million naira, you are staying.
even not money right. So for now, even without 70 million, I'm still staying with
Because
1 million.
there are some countries that you don't even need up to 70 million now to move your family out of Nigeria. So if you have that money, you will still stay with the money. Okay, I think you've said yes. Mr. Shola, what do you
Yeah.
think? What will be your response?